Now, I'm going to be real with you. This strong black man spirit that I have in me automatically makes me want to view this from a racial standpoint. Actually, I don't want to do that. It's like something natural. But I'm fighting against that when it comes to viewing this case. Because when I try to approach topics like this, I hate it when it comes from an emotional standpoint. Because when it comes from an emotional standpoint, you miss so many of the actual facts that are right there in front of you. I also hate the media tries to portray, whether it's the victim or perpetrator, they'll try to promote them as a good person. For instance, it's Trayvon Martin. A lot of us thought that he was this little kid that they constantly showed the pictures of. And what that does is kind of manipulates us into automatically viewing it from an emotional standpoint, because this little kid couldn't have possibly been a threat to anyone. But it's just a certain way of manipulating. So when I do this, honestly, I want to view this from an unemotional perspective. I look at it this way, just like with Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. We all agree that, or at least a majority of us, he didn't have to follow that young man. And none of that would have happened if he listened to the 911 operator and stopped following him. But it wasn't illegal for George Zimmerman to do that. But in common areas, it wasn't illegal for him to do that. When it became illegal was when Trayvon Martin turned around out of frustration, understandably. If I was him, I would have been frustrated and angry too. If I had a Caucasian man just following me around and I know I'm not doing anything illegal. But it wasn't illegal for George Zimmerman to follow him around or trail him. It became illegal when Trayvon Martin, out of frustration, initiated contact with him. George Zimmerman didn't do anything illegal. Now, it might have been stupid, and I think a lot of us can agree that we most likely wouldn't have did what he did. But the key to it is that it wasn't illegal. It didn't become illegal until one person decided to initiate contact, which was Trayvon Martin initiating contact with him. Because I'm pretty sure George Zimmerman knew he made a decision to follow this man, knowing that, okay, I can follow him. I'm technically not doing anything wrong. I can follow him. I can say whatever I want to say to him that's non-threatening. As soon as he decides to put his hands on me, now that gives me the green light to defend myself. Even if me defending myself, an end result of that is taking his life. Emotions out the window. What was legal and what was illegal? Because this technically isn't, what's right or wrong, how do we feel, what we do, X, Y, and Z. No, that has nothing to do with it. In court, it's going to be what's legal and what's illegal. And that's how George Zimmerman, first, they before anything, they overcharged him, whereas they definitely knew he wasn't going to be found guilty with what they charged him with. But they knew that what he did was not illegal. So taking personal feelings out of the equation. Again, me being a black man, a proud black man, my first instinct was I want to support this young brother. I can't explain why. Maybe because I can see myself being in that same predicament and I would want my people to support me also. But I digress on that. All right. So you have people like Dr. Umar Johnson, they kind of are really people in general that support him. They'll kind of speak of it as if having to deal with these 6'2", 220 plus pound twin brothers. So obviously he's a victim. The way I view it is there such thing as being not guilty and not innocent at the same time? And when I say innocent, I'm speaking from the emotional standpoint, not the technical standpoint of what innocent means. So let's focus on the not guilty or guilty aspect of it. Now, first, ask ourselves this question. Was it illegal for him to get under that tent? Not whether you liked it or not whether you would have done the same thing or not whether he did it knowing that it would most likely start some type of verbal or physical confrontation or altercation. Was it illegal for him to be in that area. Now, I'm guessing that it wasn't, unless someone can show me where it was actually illegal for him to be there. So I'm guessing that it wasn't illegal for him to be in that area. Aggressor, antagonizing these young men or this young man into wanting to get physical with him. Now, we all know, whether we like it or not, someone speaking, whether you like what they're saying or not, unless they're actually threatening you, it is not illegal for someone to talk trash, to try to antagonize you into doing something physical to him or her. It is not illegal to talk, regardless of what you're saying, unless you're threatening someone. The most important thing, or the thing that we have to focus on, is who initiated the physical contact. Now, was Karmelo Anthony had his hand in his bag, ready to pull the blade out? That's what they're saying. But what physical thing did he do to this young man? Now, I don't know. They're stating that the young man made the official initial contact from Karmelo Anthony, I guess, not moving fast enough to get from up under the tent. That was not illegal for him to be under. So he was in a place where legally he should have been able to be, and he didn't initiate contact. What we know is that he was talking crap. Put your hands on me and see what I'm doing. I'm paraphrasing. Put your hands on me and this gonna happen. Put your hands on me and see what happened. You know, things like that. That's not illegal. It's not. So once the young man, Austin or Hunter, if not both, decide to initiate contact with him, he has every right to defend himself. I should have prefaced it by saying this. I don't think the kid is just this good kid that they're trying to promote him as. He's most likely an asshole. And to be honest with you, most likely he probably planned this shit. He probably planned it. Unless there's a way that we can prove that he planned it, they're not going to be able to use that in court. If they can prove that he planned it, then he's guilty all day. Hey, so again, was it illegal for him to be in the tent? If it was illegal for him to be in the tent, then he's dead wrong. He's guilty. Who initiated the physical contact? Did Karmelo Anthony initiate the physical contact? Or was he there trying to instigate, trying to get a rise out of the brother or both of the brothers? Was that what it was? Did he just antagonize him into wanting to fight? Even if he did, words coming out of his mouth is not going to be a justifiable reason for anyone to have put their hands on him. So this is what I mean when I say, can he be not guilty and not innocent at the same time? Now, innocent by definition means not guilty of a crime or offense. By legal definition, that's what it is. Now, I'm pretty sure that wasn't hard for y'all to figure out. I'm pretty sure most of y'all already knew that. But innocent in the eyes of the law. Now, if I just stated that I don't believe he's guilty because of X, Y, Z, because it wasn't illegal for him to be there, and talking crap doesn't justify putting your hands on someone, and once you put your hands on someone, then he has every right to defend himself, regardless of what the end result is, then obviously, by law, I think he's innocent. Now, the emotional definition of innocent is whether he was right or wrong, or whether it was a smart move for him to do what he did by purposefully going under that tent, staying under that tent, even though it was already stated that he wasn't welcome under that tent. And no, he's not innocent, with that, because from the way the story is being brought out, he most likely already had a beef with these two dudes, and he went there, looking for trouble for him to not be convicted of the crime. Meaning, most likely he knew exactly what to do. He knew exactly what he can get away with. He knew what buttons to press, and he knew as soon as that first piece of contact was made with him, he knew where he was going to take it. But unless we can prove that, then in the eyes of the law, he's innocent. But as far as emotions goes, common sense goes, no, he's not innocent. So just looking at it strictly from an unbiased, non-racial point of view, most likely he's going to be not guilty. I don't want to say innocent, even though legally he would be. I'm just going to say most likely he'll be probably found not guilty. Now, we can't support stand your ground until somebody else utilizes it and then we don't agree with it. Now, that's not fair at all. Because when it came to, even though it's a totally different state, one state is Texas, one state is Florida. Both stand your ground states. As a younger man, my emotions told me that this dude was dead wrong. As I got older and I understand more so now the repercussions of you allowing your emotions to take over your actions, I understand that, okay, there's repercussions that could come behind that. The laws for those repercussions may not benefit you at that time. So just because you're angry and you're emotional and you feel, keyword feel, like somebody is wronging you, that'll never give you a justified reason of touching anyone. Because in certain states, as soon as you make that contact and you can express it as if you felt physically threatened for your life, then you'll most likely get away with taking that other person's life. Whether we like it or not, it has nothing to do with race. It's unbiased, unemotional observation. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you believe or agree with what I'm saying, or do you feel otherwise? Let me know. Make sure you hit that like and sub button. Thanks for checking out the video. The Guardian File. Till next time, I'm out.